Welcome back to Phase 5. I'm entitling this lesson Lick Application, Phase 5 of the Blues Beginning Lead Guitar series on walkerguitar.com. All documents are free. The entire site is free for all, so check it out. Now what we're going to do here is we've been learning a solo, which was Phase 4. Solo should be taking shape. You should be kind of comfortable with it. And more importantly, you should be starting to see how the notes in the solo come out of the little triad shapes. Like the beginning, all of that is out of a little shape here, like a little F-style shape, little triad, and that comes out of a larger chord that you should be comfortable with as well, a bar chord. So what we're going to do now, the first step of this phase in this chapter, is we're going to go through our 12-bar blues and go back to our straight normal bar chords. So, and instead of playing them this way, like we did in Phase 1, we're actually going to take the same shape and move it up the neck. And there's going to be two exercises we'll have to do to just kind of prime the eyes and the ears for what comes next. So it's going to sound like this. I want you to take your bar chords and just take your rhythm track and just roughly go through, strum once, one chord each time there's a chord change. So kind of like this. So A will be here. You're going to shift to 10 for D. Back to 5 for A. Same shape. D is up at 10. Back to 5. Now E is all the way at 12. Double dots. You don't need to get the last one, but just the basic idea, you want to get used to moving up the neck with the shape like this. It's not the most interesting thing, but the foundation is what's important. Okay, so when you can do that a few times and you get the eyes and the ears used to following up the neck, that the blues is, in this case, it's just moving up and back, and the order, go back through and do it with your little triad shape. So you do this one. Make it a 4-string chord too, so as you go through you should be getting, make sure you get that high string because it's included. That little lick we played fits around it. First lick of the solo. Now what we're going to do is take this shape and move it through the 12-bar blues. A little easier to grip this way too. Okay, so you want to be comfortable with both of those. Now when you are, we can move to the next phase of this lesson, which is going to be this, where we're going to take the lick, and I've chosen 3 specific licks, and so we're going to take each of these 3 licks and we're going to move them through in the same fashion. In other words, since the first lick, very first lick of the solo, that's the lick we're going to tackle first. So that lick goes over your A chord. You're going to shift the lick itself and play the lick over the next chord, over the D chord. And it'll fit over the D chord in the music as well. You're kind of cheating. It's like a cheater way of playing guitar. You're just taking a lick and you're remembering that the lick is case sensitive over each chord, and you're moving the lick as the chord moves, because it's the same shape now that we move it up the neck, right? So we're going to take the lick and move the lick up the neck. So it'll look like this as you plug this lick into the 12-bar blues. Yeah, you don't have to do the last one. But that's the idea, is that you're going to be able to start to see the shapes move and reuse the same lick over and over. So that's the goal here. Now, in order to get to that goal, you have to remember, well, what did the lick come out of? What chord did that lick come out of? And if you you have a good, a decent rhythm sense, and you can play through a 12-bar blues, you'll start to notice how many licks are hidden inside of all of your chord shapes that you've been playing for a while. So that's the first idea, the first lick. Now the second lick is this. Remember that one? So we're going to do that lick now. And we have to break it down, right? So what is it coming out of? So the lick itself is out of your little D triad. So that D triad, what is the parent chord of the D triad? It's the big one, right? Okay, so now we have kind of a problem, right? Is that the lick fits over the D chord but not the A chord. So we can play the lick in the middle of the solo, but we can't play the lick at the beginning of the solo. So we have to figure out where this parent chord of the lick is. And I'm going to tell you, is it up at the 12th fret is where your A chord would be found, in the same finger formation as the D chord. So to play through this, that's going to be your A, 12th fret. You're going to have to shift downwards to play your regular D, and then back home to the 12th fret. Doesn't sound like blues anymore, but the concept should still be there. Now your E chord is the same. We're taking one shape and we're using this one shape and moving it through the 12-bar blues. So if we go through now from the top, it would look like this. 12th fret A, back to the usual D, back to home up here. You're just trying to get comfortable where the music is moving. 7 for E, 5th fret D, 12. Okay, so that's the next step, is to, you want to break down all of these licks into the chords. So that's what you're going to do for lick number 2. And lick number 3 is the same, so really we only have 2 of these exercises to do, so lucky us. Alright, so then you want to do it in the baby triads. Okay, so remember that this little triad is part of this chord. Top 3 strings only. And then we just shift the same shape back here, back home. And then 7th fret, 5th fret, back home to 12. You can kind of hear it, so I'll do it with the music real quick. Start a blues reggae band. Okay, so that's the idea. I know it takes a decent amount of work, but the foundation is very important. So that's the concept. We're just moving around the neck with the same shape. So back to home, what was the lick? The lick was this. Right? Over this home chord. So we need to start this lick up here, off of the A chord of 12, right? So that's your new starter lick. And you're going to do it here. Just play it once at every bar. So if we run through it, it sounds like this. Okay, that is your homework and your approach for phase 5 of the lead guitar series. So the final lick now is kind of a fun one. That's the one off of the E chord in our previous solo. So the way we're going to do this lick is, you got to ask yourself, what's the shape, right? Well, the shape is the same thing. Same shape. So we just need to reuse this lick at home at the 12, right? 4, back home, 5, 4, back home. So if I plugged in the same lick now, it would sound like this. Okay, so that's the idea. Remember, this is just for technique. This is not for musicality or anything like that. It's just to be able to reuse and absorb these licks from the previous solo in a way that makes universal sense on the guitar. Okay, so those are the objectives for this. So stay tuned for phase 6, which is going to be another solo reusing these exact licks and some new ones a little more creatively. So stay tuned. I hope you like it. Look forward to seeing you guys again, and I'll talk to you soon.